Hello, friends, and welcome to our Sunday streaming services. If you are with us on Facebook or YouTube, go ahead and subscribe so you get notifications when we have new videos. If you're with us on Zoom, say hello in the chat. We'd love to say hi back. And if this is your first time here, go on and sign our guest book at oakcliffuu.org/guest. Today's sermon, Dwelling in Possibility with Sally Jones. Announcements. All right, this week was our last Workday Wednesday for the summer. Scott, show us some pictures of all of the work we've gotten done this summer. Seriously, they have gotten so much work done, and I cannot wait to see the place. It's going to be so amazing. Thank you to absolutely everybody who helped out, whether you showed up and cooked or helped or painted or pulled weeds or, all of the wonderful things that have gotten done. I cannot wait till we can all be together again. All right, Widening the Circle of Concern will be starting next Sunday, August 8th at 7:30 p.m. So email Renee if you're interested and you want to jump on with us. Oh, the email address is vice-president@oakcliffuu.org. Also, as many of you know, our county has been upgraded to orange for COVID, and there are a lot of new restrictions and such in place, cautions. So please go and check out your e-blast for a message from our UUCOC president, Beth Furry, about all the changes that are going to be happening for people visiting the church. Go check it out. Go look. Useful information. The e-blast is full of useful information, so go read her statement and all the other stuff. All right, it is Sunday, so we have Talkback at 11:15. If you've never joined us for Talkback, come on. What are you waiting for? It is so much fun. Everybody gets something out of it. You don't have to talk, but we'd love it if you did. No pressure. All right. We also have Adult RE at 1 o'clock with Sarah Ricky. And Fridays at 9 p.m. are our UUCOC social hour if you just didn't get enough of us on Sunday. There are no member anniversaries this week, but that's okay. I hope that all of you have a very, very happy Sunday. Bye-bye.
Good morning and welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Oak Cliff. Thank you for having the curiosity and courage to join us. We welcome you, whoever you are, whatever spiritual tradition, whatever gender, age, race, sexual orientation, or background you may bring to our community. We hope you find here comfort, challenge, community, respect, and above all, love.
May the light we now kindle inspire us to use our powers to heal and not to harm, to help and not to hinder, to bless and not to curse, to serve you, Spirit of love, compassion, and forgiveness. And now in Spanish. Que esta luz que ahora encendemos nos inspire a usar nuestros dones y poderes para sanar y no para herir, para ayudar y no para impedir, para bendecir y no para maldecir, para servirte a ti, espíritu de amor, compasión y perdón.
Being Sanctuary by Jennifer Jo Bonru and Lynette Lowe. Welcome to this space, the sanctuary of peace where we come to not only create our best selves, but to also do the work of creating a beloved community. We come together today as individuals, much like individual pieces of glass or pottery that are different shapes, sizes, and colors, all of which are broken with imperfect, jagged edges, but always beautiful. While our pieces may not always fit neatly together, it is within this sanctuary, guided by our principles, that we gather together to create a beautiful mosaic. May the brokenness and beauty you find in one another create peace in this space and fill our hearts with love as we create worship together.
We are building a new way. We are building a new way. We are building a new way, feeling stronger every day. We are building a new way. We are working to be free. We are working to be free. We are working to be free. Hate and greed and jealousy. We are working to be free. We can feed our every need. We can feed our every need. We can feed our every need. Start with love, that is the seed. We can feed our every need. Peace and freedom is our cry. Peace and freedom is our cry. Peace and freedom is our cry. Without these, this world will die. Peace and freedom is our cry.
Because we love one another, we honor each individual spiritual journey. We celebrate life's abundance and service to each other, our community, and the world. We connect with each other in love, respect, and acceptance. Thus do we covenant together.
And now in Spanish. Porque nos amamos unos al otro, oramos el viaje espiritual de cada individuo. Celebramos la abundancia de la vida en el servicio a entre sí, nuestra comunidad y el mundo. Ponemos en contacto a unos con otros en el amor, respeto y aceptación. Así que hacemos pacto.
You are not alone with your sorrow, just as I am not alone with mine. Our covenant of right relations makes this so. You and I are bound by our promise to commune. In community, the burden of a heavy heart is shared. A burden shared is a burden lightened. At this time, we invite you to publicly post your sorrows and prayer requests to the Zoom chat or to send them to our Facebook Messenger.
When I breathe in peace. When I breathe out love. When I breathe in peace. When I breathe out love. When I breathe in peace. when I breathe out. I breathe out love when I breathe in. I breathe in peace when I breathe out. I breathe out love. When I breathe in, I breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I breathe out love. When I breathe in, I breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I breathe out love.
This Sunday, like every Sunday, we reaffirm our promise to one another. Our promise makes clear the call to celebrate. For that which brings you joy, makes you grateful, brings you peace. We, your sacred community, celebrate. We celebrate together and magnify joy, heighten gratitude, and spread ever-increasing peace. At this time, we invite you to publicly post your joys and prayer requests to the Zoom chat or send them to our Facebook Messenger.
Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the stirs of compassion. Blow in the wind, rise in the sea, move in the hand, giving life the shape of justice. Roots hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me.
Good morning. I'm Sally Jones, a former member of Oak Cliff UU, and now I live in Maryland. I hope you were able to read the Emily Dickinson poem, I Dwell in Possibility, before this service. If not, maybe you'll have an opportunity to look at it later. Emily Dickinson, wow, uses words to open her door, her imagined dwelling for us. She tells us that she prefers poetry to prose while using poetry to call it her house. Here's an example of how the words of one person well known now, can reach and touch the lives of many. This poem, I Dwell in Possibility, demonstrates that possibility. In this poem, as in many things we read, we start with what the words mean to us in general, then move on to what meaning they may have in the context of what we are reading. For me, several words stood out. In the brief time we have together this morning, we will have a look at 3 words. They are words, house, and possibility. So, words. What is their purpose? A communication device between people and within oneself. What a remarkable invention. Whether written, spoken, or set to music, words color our communication with the meanings humans have given them. As a tool for connecting and informing, words can reach across miles and years. We don't often stop and think about how powerful words can be. They can make or break connections between people. They can clarify what we mean or be misunderstood. Words, joined with the concept of possibility, can touch, transform, and reverberate through our lives. And we are using words to talk about words. How about the way we use words within ourselves? Most people think in words. We have internal conversations, sometimes out loud. This can be a way to clarify what we are thinking by bringing our thoughts forward to help us organize them. If we need to communicate with someone, we can practice by starting a sentence mentally before sharing. Have you noticed that you might not know how a sentence will develop before you get to the end or how it will end? Some people have described words as being symbols of symbols. Symbols of symbols. A word is not the thing that it talks about, but symbolizes, represents something else. What it represents may symbolize something else. For example, if I say, I give you my heart, you may picture the common heart shape, which represents not our real pumping heart chambers and all, but a deep love, a deep feeling of affection, friendship, or even respect. Think Valentine's Day, a time that is filled with that well-known symbol of a symbol. Here are a few words from psychology. Projection makes perception. Projection makes perception. These words hold much meaning. They refer to why our words are often misunderstood. It works like this. As we are communicating, we subconsciously project onto the other person some of what we are feeling and thinking. It's kind of like how we see a movie on a screen. We don't realize we're doing it, but what we see projected becomes kind of a witness to our state of mind. Then we react to what we perceive as if it were the truth. The other person is probably doing the same thing, projecting their thoughts and feelings onto us. They perceive their version of a situation through their projection, what it means to them. If a part of either of us is even a bit insecure, we might misperceive or take offense once we begin to see how this works and get that aha moment. We have a better chance to take a step back to reevaluate the miscommunication. Something needs to change. But who takes the first step? One of my favorite books, A Course in Miracles, says, it is the one who is saner at the time. A little willingness to change one's perception can do wonders. During these divisive times, when so many people seem at odds with one another, be challenged to take responsibility, develop some maybe better communication skills, reach out, and please help build bridges. It means healing our sense of separation from others. One way to become aware of how projection and perception happens is to notice how many different interpretations there are of poems, stories, art, music, and history, and events in the news. The next of our three words is house. As a metaphor, this word may bring up different meanings for each of us. The house in the poem is presented in a special and unusual way. So just as a little reminder, here are just the first two verses of the poem. I dwell in possibility, a fairer house than prose, more numerous of windows, superior for doors, of chambers as the cedars, impregnable of eye, and for an everlasting roof, the gambrels of the sky. Our poet gives an example of how that word, house, might be used to symbolize a way of seeing something else, including ourselves, our own unique way of living, being, thinking. We ordinarily think of a house as a material structure. The poem refers to many of its parts, the windows, doors, chambers, and the gambrel-shaped roof. I had to look that word up. Did you have an image or feeling about a house from her words? In dream psychology, the symbol for house may refer to the personality, self, or social image we carry internally. In this poetic version, as in exploring spirituality, the word house might be used to represent a place or chambers for creativity, for our spiritual growth, and for our purpose. For a few moments, please picture yourself at home. Where in your home do you find yourself? What does it feel like? Sometimes at home, we are just being there. It might not seem the same every day, but sometimes we're just going along day to day, perhaps having lulled ourselves into a feeling of contentment or boredom, or even feeling stuck in an unchanging situation. We forget about all the choices we have available. We may not recognize that we could decide to see and do things differently. For some people, perhaps doubt speaks first. That can be symbolized as a closed door. We might not recognize that there even is a door. It might seem challenging to open that door a crack and see where doubt comes from. One way to begin might be with a casual self-question, gently asking, I wonder where doubt may have come from in my life. What role or purpose might it have had? I wonder what it might take to begin to move past it. Perhaps then an acknowledgement. I am worthy of healing any old self-limiting concepts. I am worthy. What might even the thoughts of change bring? That's our clue to explore possibility, our third word. Possibility. What is it? A thing that may happen or be the cause of something happening. I think the word possibility has lots of word cousins. Dreams, achievability, chance, imagination, choice, and potential. Something that might bring change. We might call that unfulfilled potential. For some, fear of the unknown feels threatening. Depending on our personality types, for others, possibility of change could be challenging, stimulating, and exciting. It involves being willing to take a chance to look at things differently. If a goal is possible to reach, the means to do so must be possible as well. And I'd like to just repeat that sentence. If a goal is possible to reach, the means, the way to do so must be possible as well. Possibilities come in all shapes and sizes, inventions, big and little, dreaming what seems like the impossible dream. As people connect through shared words, hopes, and examples, others become excited by possibilities through trial and error, or trial and failure, or success. One after another, progress is achieved. One example of years of great effort and expense, failures and successes that involved and engaged many people, a trip to the moon. Wow, a trip to the moon. I love this little quote by Dorothea Brande. The Wright brothers flew through the smokescreen of possibility. Without the inventive work of Orville and Wilbur Wright and others daring to think that humans could someday fly, we might all still be grounded. The result of other possibilities can be small and sweet and take just a few moments, little gestures and small changes. Finding grandma's lost recipe, and suddenly the stew is fabulous. One way to experience possibility in daily life is to notice if there's another way of looking at or doing a chore. It could be as simple as how the floor is swept or how you can cut up vegetables. Sometimes one little variant can trigger another way of thinking or approaching a task. And when this happens to me, I have to laugh and say to myself, why didn't I think of this before? Perhaps that kind of awakening is why the newspaper column, Heloise's Hints, has continued for so many years. People love to share their creative solutions and learn from those of others. Words house possibility. The Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Dallas, now evolved into the Unitarian Universalist Church of Oak Cliff in Dallas, was once only an idea that, when expressed between people, inspired a possibility. Through communication with words, feelings, and imagination, with work and monetary investment, it was brought into actuality. It became a spiritual home, a name for the congregation of the people who got it started and of the building, the house they constructed. Oak Cliff UU has touched the lives of many people for more than 60 years. It has been a safe place to explore ideas and build relationships. UUCOC is still developing and changing, a work in progress. Let's appreciate and continue that progress in all the best possible ways. Emily Dickinson's poem challenges us to dwell in possibilities, just as we have wondered about how the words of others have touched and influenced our lives. We can never know how our words may have made a difference Hopefully, we will be mindful of the words we use and share. And perhaps our words, the symbols of symbols, may open the door of possibility for ourselves and for others. Thanks for exploring this topic with me today. I hope you will keep on exploring and find all kinds of new possibilities in which to dwell.
Let freedom span both east and west, and love both south and north, in universal fellowship throughout the whole wide earth. In beauty, wonder everywhere, let us communion find. Compassion be the golden cord, close binding humankind. Beyond all barriers of race, of color, caste, or creed, let us make friendship human worth, our common faith and deed.
Let there be an offering to sustain and strengthen this place, which is sacred to so many of us, a community of memory and hope, for we are now the keepers of the dream. To make an offering or your pledge, please go to oakcliffuu.org/donate and follow the links. Thank you.
From you I receive, to you I give, together we share, and from this we live. De ti yo recibo, a ti te doy, así compartimos y vivimos hoy. From you I receive, to you I give, together we share, and from this we live. De ti yo recibo, a ti te doy, así compartimos y vivimos hoy.
The purpose of this community is to help its people grow, by Eric Walker Wickstrom. If you are who you were, and if the person next to you is who he or she was, if none of us have changed since the day we came in here, we have failed. The purpose of this community, of any church, temple, zendo, mosque, is to help its people grow. We do this through encounters with the unknown in ourselves, in one another, in the other, whoever that might be for us, however hard that might be, because these encounters have many gifts to offer. So may you go forth from here this morning, not who you were, but who you could be. So may we all.
We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
And now in Spanish. Encendimos esta llama, pero no la luz de la verdad, el calor de comunidad o el fuego de nuestro compromiso. Estos los llevamos en el corazón hasta que estemos juntos otra vez.